Welcome to the Joyful Gardener. On this channel, we talk all things freedom, fertility, growing, faith. We talk about football, we talk about family, all the things that encompass in our lives. Mine and my husband's life, that is. So come along with me and grow with me. Let's do it together. I want to share with you a little update. So on Saturday, my best friend Venus came over and she helped me plant some seeds, and I'm so excited. So this is my greenhouse. I need to address those potatoes, so that's why they're there. They started to rot, which totally stinks, like literally and figuratively. But anyway, so these are the Vigo 72 or 76 seed trays. And then bottom watering here, I've got 3 of these. And we planted some tomatoes and a couple of other things. But let's see if you can see. So this is a sunflower that's come up. And I've got a few other things that's starting to sprout a little bit. So I'm excited to see what this next season looks like. I've got to redo this. I'm trying to grow some cedar trees instead of buying them. You know how expensive those things are? But I figured that maybe I could try and grow them. And I'm just excited. So there's a couple little sprouts here, little guy here. And I'm trying this little, this is a painter's tape. So instead of buying a bunch of garden tags, I'm trying something new this year because I'm trying to cut costs in ways that I possibly can. So I don't know, maybe this is a better view here. Oh, there goes all my water. So anyways, just wanted to share my little seedlings. They're well on their way. My peppers, so I planted peppers, sunflowers, cayenne peppers, tomatoes, and at the end of the month I'll probably plant some more. So soon these will go to the grow lights, and so that way I can, you know, start the next phase of the process. I wanted to share with you some thoughts I've been having about my peanuts. These peanuts, well, if you don't know, we love boiled peanuts. My family, my dad and my aunts love boiled peanuts. I grew up going to the racetrack, eating boiled peanuts, and they're just like a staple. Now I know that some people don't like boiled peanuts, and that's fine. Before I forget, I'm curious how you make your boiled peanuts. Like, what's your best recipe? Like, drop in the comments and let me know what's your best boiled peanut recipe. I know that some people put celery. When I was in the hills of Tennessee, they put little, it was funny, they put little Tootsie Roll pops in the bottom. And there was a magic to the boiled peanuts, and we were dying to know what that magic was. So we got to the bottom and just busted out laughing. Like, who puts Tootsie Rolls in the bottom of their boiled peanuts? But anyways, so I wanted to share with you a little bit about my peanuts and some thoughts I've got on them. So my peanuts right now, they're probably like 6 inches tall or so, and I have 3 total beds. I did sign language for a while, so I tend to do 3 like this. My dad does 3 like this because he can't do this. But anyways, and some of my peanuts have germinated and some of them have not. And it's been a bummer for me because last year I had such a good crop. It was so amazing and I loved it. I was so proud and so happy to have a good harvest, you know? Well, I got to thinking about it, and there's a couple methods, and I'm gonna do an actual like dedicated peanut video. There's a couple methods that you can use to sow peanuts, and it really got me thinking about just life in general. And the thing is that just like a peanut, sometimes people take time to grow. Whether that's growing around their waist, you know what I'm saying? Whether that's growing in their faith, whether that's growing in their developing their skills. Sometimes people just take time to grow. But it also reminded me of our own infertility journey. And if you don't know, my husband and I have been facing infertility now for the past 5 years. We've been together for 9. But You know, our infertility journey is a lot like these peanuts. You plant the seed, hope that they grow, and sometimes they germinate and sometimes they don't. And sometimes God chooses to give us life, and sometimes he decides to put us in the waiting period. And just like peanuts, we are waiting. We are waiting for our forever plus one, and I'm so excited to one day be a mom and make my husband a dad. But these peanuts, you have to plant them a certain way. And just like infertility, you have to do certain, you know, when you start the IVF journey, rather, you have to do certain medications and you have to stay on a certain regimen. And it's very scientific and it's extremely kind of militant, if you will, and very scheduled. But I was looking at these peanuts when I was out here earlier, and I was like, you know, our infertility journey is kind of like those peanuts. Because these peanuts, you know how long they take to grow? They take forever. I think last year it was almost 6 months before my peanuts were ready. And I couldn't believe how long they took, and just to give you one tiny little shell. But the peanuts reminded me that we are in the waiting period. You know, and this is the time of year, because this is August of 2025. And this is the time of year that my garden slows down. Well, it's been slow the last month, and I've needed the break, quite honestly. I'm gonna adjust you out here. And I was looking at it today, and I'm like, you know, this is the time that things are just slow because there's not really any crops that I'm growing. Now, you can grow a lot of things in Florida, Zotene. It looks like I haven't had a bath in forever, but I got to thinking, like, it's not time to be discouraged. It's time to be encouraged. You know what I'm saying? Because we're waiting for these peanuts to grow so I can eat the harvest. And our harvest and our reward and our infertility journey is obviously a baby, whether it's through adoption or IVF. And we've been in the waiting. And the reward is the child. But the truth is, the reward is really Jesus. And he brings us to it. He'll bring us through it. And I don't know what that future looks like just yet, because he holds the future. I don't. But these peanuts take forever to grow. And they're making me wait to eat them. You know what I'm saying? And so anyways, I just wanted to kind of share this little bit of a thing that's going through my mind. You know, this speaks to me or encourages me, because I want to eat me some boiled peanuts, but I have to wait. I have to wait on them, just like I have to wait on the Lord. And while I wait on the Lord, he will renew my strength. It's about to downpour here, so I've got to get off of here. But I just wanted to share that real quick. And then the last thing I wanted to say is how to stay motivated in general. If you're going through something tough, do the very thing you don't like to do first and get it out of the way, and then you'll stay motivated. So hopefully this video makes sense. I will do a full dedicated video on my peanuts and show you, you know, what's going on with them. I think that the way that I planted them is fine. I think that some of the seeds may have expired because I did use some from last year. And then the other thing was that some of my peanuts, you know, because a peanut is like two whatever, like this. And when I planted them, they split. And so then you only end up with like one little, you know, sprout, trying to, you know, one peanut, so to speak, trying to sprout. So I think that might be the other thing of it. So anyway, so look forward to that next video, my peanut video on how to plant, when to harvest, how to fertilize, all those things. And stay encouraged, stay in the wait, and keep your eyes focused on Jesus, because these peanuts, I'm focused on them. I'm focused on putting them in my belly. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, this is the Joyful Gardener. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know what to do. Keep it moving.